Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Michi Makes Up. I have a declutter video for you today. I won't be on camera because I want to focus on the products. I've gathered a mishmash of beauty items, but my main focus is actually a lot of liquid and cream complexion products. I've emptied out the drawer because I really want to have a good look through to see what needs to be decluttered. My goal is to at least declutter 50% of what I've gathered. That would be a success in the exercise. Anything less than that would be kind of a fail. So excited to share this with you because I always feel really good after a declutter. I'm making space for new stuff I can review for you guys. I've been on YouTube for a couple of years, but I have been collecting makeup before that, so there's quite a bit here. If you're new to the channel, thanks for joining us. Consider giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing, and ring the bell to get notified every time there is new content. So without further ado, let's get to the items that I've gathered. There's quite a bit here you can see, and again, it's a mishmash, but a lot of complexion products. And let's get through it. I also have a separate or a second basket that I'm going to put the declutter items in so that I can show you guys at the end what I am getting rid of. And then items I'm keeping or keeping to give away, I'll just put them on the side here. So let's go. First we have, this is from Orsay, and they kindly sent me some of their foundation like a year and a half ago. These are really new, and they haven't, I've definitely used them on camera to show you guys, but they're like fairly new, and two different shades here. By the way, these are glass. The packaging is just gorgeous. I have tried them. Actually, I've purchased my own Orsay foundation previous to them reaching out to me, and I did enjoy the product, but it was a bit too full coverage, and due to having combination to oily skin, I just didn't find it to be a good fit. But otherwise, I think it's a beautiful product. I am going to give these away because I've only used them probably once or twice, so I actually will be keeping this to give away. Then we have here, not a liquid or cream complexion oh shoot, oh that was a fail. Okay, this is a powder to set your makeup from Chantecaille. I've had this for a number of years, so I'm actually going to declutter this, but I'm going to off camera clean this up and come back very quickly. I've cleaned off this container here, but this is talc-free powder. I did enjoy it when I first got it, and for several months after that. I've since kind of moved on to different powders, have recently been using press powders. So this has been sitting in my drawer for a long time. I am decluttering this, and as we get through other complexion items, I'm gonna quickly wipe it off if they have any of that powder on them. This is Merit's Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. I love this. Love this. It works great with combination oily skin, works great with dry skin, hyaluronic acid. It's just very moisturizing, or it helps retain moisture, but also gives you that very natural glow. You can wear it by itself on top of your moisturizer. I wear it underneath makeup, and I just find it, I just love this. So I'm for sure keeping this. And then here we have from Westman Atelier, I think we're still looking at powder products here. We're gonna get to more liquids and creams, I promise. This is their Vital Skin Press Powder, and this is in the shade, or I guess this is like the transparent or translucent shade. I've hit pan, but I'm intentional about getting to the rest of this. So I will keep this. It's just, even though it's translucent, the powder can really build up and give you a bit of a white cast. So that's why I haven't quite gotten to the rest of it yet, but surely I'm going to. So we'll be keeping this. Then we have here actually another Orsay foundation. So this foundation is what I had picked up myself before they reached out to me. And so this one I've used a number of times here, and actually just age alone is older than what they had sent me. So I'm actually going to declutter this. It's not a foundation that's really suitable for my skin. I then have here Chanel's Le Beige. This is their Water Fresh Complexion Touch. I love this foundation for the summertime. This is in the shade B30. Fall, winter, I can definitely do shade B20, even early spring. B30 is probably good for like peak summer or just to like mix it in with a lighter shade to get even a better match during those early days in the summer. But I love this foundation. And, you know, I should really just use this and not declutter. I should just not waste this and use the rest of it. But I love this and would highly recommend it. So I'm keeping this. I then have the Dior Forever High Perfection Skin Caring Foundation with sunscreen. This is actually an old formula that they've reformulated or updated. So the foundations that Dior have put out now are leaning towards like more natural ingredients, cleaner ingredients, if you will. I'm not certain why of that move, possibly for, you know, European compliance guidelines. Like, that wouldn't surprise me if that was their driving goal, and maybe it just looks better in terms of, sounds better in terms of marketing. This is in the shade 1.5, and I really enjoy this foundation. Most of the products that you see here do have their own dedicated video, so I think for standouts, I'll link some of those dedicated videos below. And I just haven't used this since getting it, unfortunately, because I've kind of moved away from medium full buildable full coverage foundations, and this is one of those. Definitely long wear, but I've kind of moved away from it, so I'm actually decluttering this. Then we have the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin and Blurring Balm Powder for both face and eyes. This is in the shade number 3, and it has that little spatula that you can remove to help get product out, because it is this balm texture. I have not really gotten quite into it. I liked it when I tried it initially for a review video, but I've used it a couple more times since, and it actually kind of dries my skin out. Like in areas where it can get kind of dry, it dries my skin out, and it has a scent to it, which is not really fragrance. It doesn't quite go away. So that's why I haven't been using it as much as I thought I would after my initial review. And I will be keeping this because I haven't had it for that long, because I would love to compare it with another Danessa Myricks product for a future video that I have planned. So I'm keeping this for review purposes. If I was not on YouTube and not a content creator, I would probably end up decluttering this or trying to give it away because it does not work for my skin. The next product I have here is VDL's Lumilayer Primer, and VDL is a Korean beauty brand. This primer is beautiful. It has this beautiful shine to it, really gives you radiance, but also too much of it can give you that cast. But you can see it's just really gorgeous. My makeup artist for my wedding used this and combined it with like Clay to Pose correcting primer. I loved my makeup. I was really happy with it. It looked really natural, radiant, and I ran out to get this after my wedding because it was just, I was just so happy with it. And I did use quite a bit of it. You can see here it's like more than half of it has been used up. Unfortunately, it dries your skin out. It has alcohol in it in one of the ingredients, and so it's not a really nourishing primer. It certainly does help you have longer stay, but long-term use, it dried my skin out. The reason I kept it is for really strictly review purposes. Whenever I come across another primer that's similar, I can take out VDL and just say, hey, there's another brand that has a product that's similar, and this is what it does. It is also scented, has that kind of beautiful, clean skincare scent to it, but still that's plenty of fragrance, which is not something I like. I am not, you know, I would part with this, but I do want to compare it to Valentino's primer, which is, I want to say, identical to VDL in what it can do. So I'm actually going to keep it for review purposes. I feel like I should put a pile just for what I'm keeping for review purposes. So this will be in that pile. This product I have here is from Rare Beauty, and it is their Melting Blush. So it's a cream blush, and it's in the shade Nearly Apricot, which I love. You know, something with like a bit of orange, coral. It works really great with my skin tone. I have light to medium skin tone with neutral undertones. So I'm gonna declutter this because I just have not used it. And in terms of using it for review or comparisons, I've done a lot of that. I've used it a couple of times since I got it, but it's just not a formula, or in terms of the color payoff, it's a little bit lighter than the other cream and stick blushes that I have. So I'm actually gonna declutter this. Speaking of blushes here, I have a Lisa Eldridge blush, and I find that it's called the Enlivening Blush, and this is in the shade Mountain Walk. When these came out, they just quickly sold out. There was just a fervor for it. I am actually decluttering this because I can no longer get any product out. I am putting pressure on this thing. So what also has happened to some people and their blushes is that if you apply too much pressure and there's like just too much, actually probably too much pressure in the tube already, it can create like a tear and product will come out on the other end. So anyhow, just because I can't get product out anymore and I'm not gonna cut this open just to use it, I am decluttering this. Next, I have another powdered product. This is from Colorpop, and the palette's called Mint to Be. I love a good mint green, anything. Cushions, sofa, dresses, mugs, and of course eyeshadows. Look at this. I mean, it's hard to make distinctive, like multiple distinctive looks with these greens. You know, there's probably like 3 or 4, but once you start adding in more greens, they kind of blend together. So while it looks amazing, it's for your green eyeshadow lover, there really aren't that many looks I find that you could really create that are very noticeably different from each other. Still, I love the idea of this palette, Mint to Be. How cute is that? I will be actually keeping this because I am reviewing a Viseart Petite Fool palette called Water Lotus, which is a very similarly themed green palette. So I want to take this just to do some swatch comparisons. After that, I will probably declutter it because I have not been using it all in the past couple of years. Then we have an empty box. I'm sure the little lip glosses are somewhere. We're going to get to them. I'm just going to place this right here for now. We'll get back to it. I have here from YSL their Tart Encre de Peau. It is one of their, you know, I don't know if they still have this foundation actually. So it comes in this, it's not a pump, you just get it through a spatula. And I remember really enjoying this foundation. I enjoy a number of YSL foundations. However, it's been sitting, by the way, this is shade 330, but it's been sitting in my drawer for quite some time. So I will be decluttering this. I just see a lot of like sticks lying around. So I'm gonna go through some of the lipsticks, and I think this is Charlotte Tilbury's Color Pencil Crayon. But these lipsticks are both from different Korean brands. This is from 3CE, and this brand, you know what, Peripera. If you guys have heard of these brands, I just love these muted neutral colors. And it seems like the product is still going strong. It's not dry or anything, but I've had them for several years at this point. And this is also a gorgeous shade. Yes, this is scented. It's like vanilla waffle. I just don't use these, so I'm decluttering them, and also they're quite drying. This, by the way, is called the Ink Airy Stick in shade 04. These were very popular. I remember when I got them, they tend to come in and out of stock, but I haven't used them at all, so decluttering these. Speaking of Charlotte Tilbury crayons, you know, recently I saw like a slight resurgence of these crayons. I don't know if she reformulated or just relaunched them with more shades or new shades, but these are a couple of years old and I've actually gotten good use out of them. This one being the most used of all. You can see just the length of it is shorter than the others, and they are dry. So I've had them for many years. It's time to let them go. Would I recommend them? Absolutely. They make really quick, this is Amber Haze. They just make your makeup routine for your eyes just very, very easy. Yeah, these are done. They're dry. This one is in the shade Dark Pearl. And then this one here is Bronze Garnet. So yeah, beautiful. I would recommend them. And then a couple more lip products. I have here Gorgeous Case. Again, if I could just keep as many things as I wanted to because of their packaging, I probably would. This lipstick is from Beauty Counter actually, and is in the shade, it's in the shade Little Black Dress. They do not have lipsticks in this particular case anymore. With Beauty Counter, their makeup changes every season, a few times a year maybe. They would just release a set of makeup and then discontinue it and release something else in its place. So there's quite a few changes every year in terms of makeup. It's their skincare that has that kind of staying power, and they'll keep producing it for years before they try to before they reformulate it. So I enjoy these when I got them, and again, the cases are just gorgeous. This is comparable to, you know, other luxury lipstick cases that I have come across. So I just want to give them a shout out for the beautiful case. I'm decluttering this, however. And then I had these two. These are the Pat McGrath mini lip glosses that I got as a set just to try out her gloss formula. And I think they're okay. The glosses are a bit sticky and tacky. They do have good color payoff as expected by Pat McGrath. They are scented in that sweet scent, but I just haven't used these and they've just been sitting, so I will be decluttering these. Here I have a powdered foundation from Dior, and I'm sorry, it looks really gross. I've gotten some really good use out of this. There's been times where I had to travel for work or quickly do my makeup in the morning for a work event, and I would just, oh my goodness, and I would just quickly get my foundation done. There's no setting it because it just sets. So I will be keeping this. I don't use it. I haven't been using it very often. This needs a good wash, honestly. But I know I will come back to this. So I will for sure be using this, keeping this. And then we have more of that powdered mess. So I have more YSL products here. I was definitely a YSL girl for some time. This is their cushion foundation that you cannot buy here, but you can get from maybe Yes Asia and perhaps like Amazon online from overseas sellers. I love this cushion foundation, and if it was not for how the product just eventually expires because it's been some time, I would probably keep this. Actually, it's refillable, so I will keep the case and get rid of declutter inside here because I may come back to this cushion foundation at some other point. The shade I have for this one is also B30. The convenience of using foundation from a brand or knowing what shade you are with them is that typically that shade works across a couple of their other types of foundation, and so that was really convenient for me. I was either B20 or B30 with YSL. And then here, I still have the box to this. This is a discontinued eyeshadow palette called Black Opium Sound Illusion. And I will be decluttering this because this has survived previous declutters. I just think that, well, first, I don't really have anything quite like it in terms of, at the time anyways, how cool it is and how it just has like this beautiful, deep, wine shade, and then you have that quintessential black for a smoky look. Then you've got a shimmery pink and the silver. It was just gorgeous. So I will be decluttering. Good memories with this palette. I have another YSL product here, an unopened cushion foundation, the Encre de Peau, which actually this is the case for it. I am keeping this. This is brand new, but I'll show you what it looks like, I guess, in the compact. In the shade 40. Okay, I guess I went deeper for a summer. Yeah, shade 40. I'm keeping this, but I'm actually decluttering this cushion foundation that has light coverage and actually has a shimmery finish to it, a shiny luminous finish. So I'm actually decluttering this instead, but keeping the Encre de Peau. Okay, getting to more lipsticks, lip products. This is actually part of the same lipstick set that I got from Beauty Counter. They were gifted to me and I did quite enjoy them at the time. This is in the shade Brunch. I'm decluttering this. And then we have here from Chantecaille, their matte crayons. I loved these. You know, in fact, they're still good. They're still good, actually. You know, they're not dry. They have good color payoff, and it's a soft matte finish. I don't think these were particularly popular with them, and I think they've been discontinued, but I'm actually keeping these because they still feel great when I swatched them just now. These two shades are Snapdragon and Aster. I have here a concealer stick from Shiseido, and this is in the shade 01. It's like the perfect concealer shade for me. I have used this through and through, got a second one when I was done with it, and it still continues to be a really good concealer. I believe now it's quite dry. Oh, never mind. It does not have any weird scent to it. I might just keep it for reference, even though I won't use it on a day-to-day. But this concealer I actually picked up from one of the makeup artists I work with when I did modeling. And I just got the best tips and product recommendations from them. That's how I really learned how to do makeup. Not that I am at a professional level, but yeah, so I will keep this actually. And then we have from Pat McGrath 2 pressed powder products. You know, I can't really tell you why I have two of these. They're exactly the same. They're both light in the shade Light. This one I have clearly used a lot more of, and then this one is almost brand new, but I don't think I will be using these, so I'm actually decluttering both. Got more lip products here, another Pat McGrath lip gloss. I think this is the third of the two lip glosses that I swatched here from that trio I got. We'll be decluttering this. And then we found those Tower 28 lip glosses that were from this box, at least 2 of the 4. I will be decluttering these. I have not used them. I enjoy them. I actually much prefer this gloss texture than to Pat McGrath's. Understandably, these are not as pigmented. These are more like lip jellies, I believe is what they're called. They're scented as well and just have lighter pigment. It's more about the shine and moisture rising texture to them, but I will be decluttering these. I haven't been using them. 2 more Lisa Eldridge Enlivening Blushes. This is in the shade Pink Soap. Oh, this was my favorite shade of the blushes I got. And oh, I can still get some product out. Yeah, it's beautiful. They smell okay. This is beautiful. And then this is Pink Poetry. Okay, nothing from Pink Poetry. I will be decluttering this, but I'm actually going to keep Pink Soap because I could still get it out of the tube. This here is a Colorpop Freckle Pen. And it has passed its time. This is in the shade. There were 2 shades released. And this is soft brown, and it's definitely past its expiration. It has that funky chemical smell to it, so this is an obvious decluttered, but it was fun. When I did get this and create a few looks using the pen, it was a lot of fun. This is from Supergoop, their matte screen. It got the job done, but it just reinforced for me that I really don't enjoy sunscreen for the face. And even though this is not oily, it's not greasy, I just did not like the shade. I didn't even realize that there was a bit of a tint to this until I got it. I just saw that it was matte screen, like, great, it's not gonna, make me oily or greasy. But the shade was the problem because on days where I'm not wearing any makeup, but I would put on sunscreen, I would be wearing glasses and it would be all over my glasses. I just couldn't stand that. So I'm not ready to declutter this. I'd actually like to give it away if possible, because somebody's gonna get really good use out of this. So I am keeping this to give away. I have here another product from Chantecaille. This is their Cushion Foundation, I think from their, and I've had this for some time. So I actually have a second one that is unopened, just like the YSL Encre de Peau. So I will be decluttering what's in here actually, and keeping the compact because that can be reused indefinitely. I also love that it came with this great cute case. Okay, we've got some more sticks. These 3 things here, this is from Chantecaille, their matte Stylo matte lipstick, and this is in the shade Lobelia. Got that bright red, so still feels great. It's a least used shade here, but still feels great. I am keeping this. And then this is from is it Flower Beauty? Yes, Flower Beauty. And in the shade Autumn Rose, 05 Autumn Rose. So pretty. But I have not used it. It's just been sitting. I'm gonna declutter this. This is actually a deluxe sample size from Milk Makeup, and it is their cream blush for cheek and eyes. Use it on the lips too. It is one of the cream blushes I do enjoy, and I actually like it more than Rare Beauty's. I'm gonna swatch it, and I think you'll see that Rare Beauty's blush is a little bit more sheer once you start blending it out. I mean, they're both beautiful and great products. I just don't enjoy the sheer effect as much, but this I've had it for a long time, so I think it's time to declutter it. I would be happy to use another kind of cream stick from Milk Makeup if I do come across it. I do recommend it. We have from YSL a stick foundation matte finish. This is B40. I was really into YSL foundation, if you can't tell. Just like trying all of their foundations to see which I would like more, and doing like comparisons. And to be honest, I can't really remember if my dedicated video for these foundations was really that comprehensive. Like, did I have the stick and the cushion and the liquid foundation all together? I'm not sure, you know, to be honest. I might have to look back and see. I'm gonna keep this for comparison purposes. This is also in the shade B40. Speaking of foundation, I have 2 of the Dewdrop foundation from Surat in the shade 5 and 6. Just so I can get, you know, the perfect shade. It's somewhere in between these two, because one has a probably yellow undertone, the other has a pink. Neither is quite neutral, so I combine the two to get a neutral tone. I love the Surat foundations, the Dewdrop foundation. I will be keeping these. I'm also using his Dewdrop concealer right now, so definitely I would highly recommend these foundations. Next I have here, one is a liquid. This is from Victoria Beckham, and this is her, it's a long name, Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer. It's a base you can use to hydrate, moisturize, and also prime before you apply makeup. This one has the golden tint, I believe. Oh, nope, this is actually the clear one. And the one that has a tint, I think I used up the golden tint. It's beautiful. It recently came back in stock. It's definitely a high in demand product. The reason I'm decluttering this one is not because this is like inferior to the tinted version. This is more like the, you know, translucent clear version. I had this product for too long, and I believe, you can see the clumps here, this is expired. Definitely expired, so I am decluttering this, but I would recommend the Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer from Victoria Beckham. This is a mascara, volumizing mascara from Beautycounter that's been discontinued. I don't recommend it. It was really dry. Good, they discontinued it. I have here a highlighter from Chanel. It is expired for sure. Not suitable, but I do love looking at the embossing. I'm actually keeping this, and this is for collector's purposes that I'm keeping it. And then another complexion product in liquid form, Charlotte Tilbury's Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is in the shade 3. It could probably use a lighter shade, would work for me. But it's a beautiful, beautiful product. You can use it as a liquid highlighter. You can use it underneath your makeup, just on top as well. I will be comparing this against some other kind of shimmer highlighter products, so I'm keeping this for comparison review purposes. And then I have from Pemagrath, her concealer. This is in the shade L5. For a while, I really was enjoying her concealer, and I have kind of moved away from this type of like completely non-setting concealer. It does not set. She does market it, and I think it does work well with her pressed powder. So you apply the concealer and then press this powder on under the eyes to get just a really flawless, concealed, brightened look. But I am going to declutter this because I just don't use it anymore. Next we have here a Shu Uemura, Japanese beauty brand, eyelash glue. I'm sure this is expired. It's been quite a while since I've used false lashes, but this is my favorite false lash glue and would recommend it. If I were to, you know, apply false lashes, anytime in the future, this would be the glue I would order, I would use. This is from Suku, and I believe it's an unused loose powder. It says Oil Rich Glow Loose Powder. Let's take a look here. I think it's unused. Yes, it looks very new. Oh, definitely. I'm not gonna put my fingers in that because I have product. I need to try this actually, or if I don't get a chance to, I'm going to give it away. We are nearly at the end. Let's just get through these last set of items here. I'm going to quickly collect all these Tart blushes, and I think these have been left over from like the last declutter that I did, but never emptied it out. I was a huge fan of Tarte makeup, but especially their blushes. You know, this is an easy decision for me because I think I've made it before, but I am decluttering all of these. But if you are getting into makeup and you stumbled upon this video and you're curious if it's worth trying Tarte blushes, I think for a kind of mid-range brand you can find at Sephora, I would say yes, definitely give them a try. This is actually a highlighter, and I think this was more like a point redeeming thing that I got from Sephora. This is a cream blush from Stylos, but also kind of from Points. Obviously this is very old. I'm decluttering this. Speaking of cream blushes, I have two cheek Jellies from Chantecaille, one in the shade Lively and the other in Happy. I enjoy these very much, but they've aged. They've been around for a while, and I would be happy to get fresh ones and use them again, possibly in the third shade that in the lineup that I don't have, never tried. But I do recommend these. They have this cooling feeling as you apply them to your cheeks, and they just stay on beautifully all day. They're not heavy. They are buildable in pigment. I just really, really love them when I have been using them consistently. So I just think now that they've sort of aged out. And they do have a bit of a sheen to them, a luminous finish. And they are unscented. This is one of the floating Tower 21 lip glosses that I will be decluttering. And then I have here a Anastasia Beverly Hills, I think brow tint or gel. Oh yeah, this is all probably a deluxe sample. I think judging from its size, we'll be decluttering this. Oh, good old Too Faced bronzer. This was my go-to bronzer for quite a long time. Amazing. That sweet vanilla biscuit waffle scent, it's still very much there. Has not, I don't think it's dissipated this entire time I'm decluttering this. I have here, this snuck into the pile. This is Charlotte Tilbury's Instant Eye Palette Smoky Eyes Are Forever. These are the shades of the palette. I will try to give this away. I think I've used it only a small handful of times. I really enjoyed how you've got, you know, very clearly laid out different shades, sets of shades. And you could just from this layout have 4 distinct makeup eye looks you can create from it, and then you can also mix and match. I love the green here, the red also with the appropriate kind of vibe, mood, and outfit could just really pack a punch. I like using this matte shade as potentially like an eyeliner. Then you have your mauvey smoky look right here, the more neutral shades. This doesn't do much for me, my skin tone or my eye shape, but these here, they're great. This just doesn't, I did not get a lot of use out of this. I just don't want it to sit aging in my drawer any longer. So I will be gifting this, giving it away. We have here a Chantecaille. This is their Future Skin Gel Foundation, Future Skin Foundation in the shade Alabaster. I had quite a few good uses. I would recommend this foundation. Whether I preferred this over their cushion, it depends on your preference of coverage. This is also fairly hydrating, retains moisture on your skin throughout the day. So if you're looking for more coverage, definitely the cream formula or this creamy formula. But if you're looking for lesser coverage, I would recommend this. This doesn't do as well with combo oily skin, so I can't recommend it for that skin type. It's okay on me, but the oils do come through after about 4 hours. It starts getting more noticeable. I think this lasts a little bit longer. So those are the differences very quickly between the two. I've had this for a long time, so I'm actually decluttering this. Then we have also from Anastasia Beverly Hills, her Iced Out Highlighter. I actually really like this highlighter when I reviewed it, but I have not found a lot of uses for it. This one's not necessarily very popular, I think, when it came out, because you have this, you know, yes, it's icy, cool tone, silvery. The gold you see in it is more of a yellow, and I think that put a lot of people off, which is why it didn't really take off. It's honestly just so new, it would be really hard for me to declutter. I think I'm gonna try to give this away, might keep it for content comparison purposes. I'm just gonna put it here for now. And then we have, oh, you know what? This is the other Victoria Beckham Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer. And this one, yes, is in that golden, I can tell because of this, in the golden tint. This is not so much a declutter, but probably an empty. I've used it all completely, so we'll be getting rid of this. Bite Size Blush and Highlighter Palettes. I have this in 4 shades. I have a dedicated video to this, so if you're interested, I will link it below. But I'm decluttering this because I've moved away from non-luxury makeup content some years ago. However, I do love e.l.f., the brand, because they put out interesting makeup at very affordable prices, and I just love that. They keep things interesting. They always have something fun and new for you to try, to keep your attention, and I just really like that about them, and very affordable. This is a Beauty Counter concealer. I like the product, but that doe foot applicator just fell off. I don't think I ever reached out to support for a replacement, just probably time related. This is nice packaging, it's glass, by the way. I will be decluttering this and won't be getting a concealer or concealers from Beauty Counter anytime soon. I don't want to risk a defective product design. So, oh, and this is the last of those, the 4 Tire 28 glosses. This one I will be decluttering. This is supposed to be clear, and I think over time it just changed color. Shows the aging of the product. And then I have here from Wayne Goss, his luxury lip collection. I have 4 lipsticks and 3 glosses. These glosses have a mint scent to them, which I don't mind. I think that's fine. I do actually enjoy that. These have a slight sweet scent to it, and I won't go through and swatch every single one of them, but I did enjoy his lipsticks quite a bit, and all the different neutral shades he launched his lipsticks with were amazing. The pink neutrals, love them. He is reformulating his entire makeup line, so I'm not going to keep every single one of these lipsticks, but probably just like 1 or 2. They still feel great, by the way. However, they have, you know, sat aging once again on my vanity for some time. So I think what I'll do is like keep 2, probably this shade here and probably these 2 for review purposes, and then declutter the other 2. For lip glosses, I'm just not big on lip glosses. I can probably name like 1 brand of lip gloss I truly enjoy, which is Victoria Beckham's gloss. So I'm just gonna keep 1 of these for review and content purposes, like comparison purposes. I'm decluttering the other 2. We have another Stylos blush here. I've had their time with them. This is quite old, as you can see, it's kind of gross. I'm decluttering this. And then we have a Pat McGrath liquid liner, which has been sitting aging, decluttering this as well. This is from Surratt, and you know, I love the idea and concept of this, but I just have not used it. Put it to good use. So you have a powder and this cream eyeshadow that you can work with the cream and then add this shimmer on top. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's just very, there's innovation behind it, but also keeps things simple to give you an eyeshadow makeup look, an eyeshadow look that is textured. There's layering that it would be interesting, but it's easy because it's just 2 products in this one container. I find that a lot of Surratt's design and the idea concepts are just very efficient. That's the word for it. They're efficient. I don't know, I'm ready to part with this. So I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna try to use it again. And then we have another Suku product here that I believe is unused. This is their refining primer. I have not used this before. So I would love to give this a try actually for review purposes. I'm keeping this. And then we have another item from Flower Beauty. This is their Pyramid Highlighter. It's a bit much for me, these shades here, but it is a beautiful product. I am decluttering this, however. Last item is a cushion foundation from Clé de Peau. The shade is a bit light during the summertime for me. I think this is like 01 or this is 02, and it has a luminous finish, which is beautiful. This is the velour pouch it comes with. I will be decluttering this, however, and I think this is refillable like the other cushion foundations. I'll keep the compact, but decluttering the actual product inside. I'm going to put back all the items I'm keeping into this basket, and we're going to compare against the set of items I'm decluttering to see if I made it to 50%. These are all the items I'm keeping. I did combine items that I want to keep to use and items I'm keeping for comparison and review purposes in the future. So I think I did pretty well here, but let's take a look at what I am decluttering. This is the declutter. I feel good. I think I hit the 50%, maybe a little bit more. There are a few items here on the side that I'm not counting as keeping because I will be giving them away. Thank you for watching my declutter video. I hope you found this enjoyable, and I will see you again next time. Let me know below if there's any of these items you're particularly interested in. I'm happy to share with you, if I do have one, a dedicated video to when I review them. See you next time. Bye.